about every hour. Every time I went to the bathroom, I said it out loud. I'm strong, I'm balanced, I'm renewed, I'm happy. I will enjoy the rest of this summer with my daughter. This is over. I do not have any symptoms or side effects anymore. I'm not bleeding. And you guys, that was, like I said, Tuesday, I believe. The next Monday, I stopped bleeding. Is that not crazy? It blows my mind because for so long I was sort of bringing it on myself. I was making it worse because I was claiming that dis-ease, right? Remember we talked about disease and dis-ease. My body was in a state of dis-ease, and it was renewing itself and cleansing itself, and it was saying it was doing what it needed to do, but I was just here focusing on all of the bad things and all of the ways that I felt were making me sick. And so as soon as I stopped focusing on that, and like I said, why did you start bleeding? I did a liquid fast. You'll have to go back. I'm going to save it to hear everything else. But yeah, I just didn't claim it anymore. And like I said, I ignored text messages from people, not to be rude, but because I didn't want to talk about it anymore. And, I just really focused on using my words to uplift and to be positive, and it worked. And the nausea that I was feeling up until Monday, and granted, even after I stopped bleeding a few weeks ago, I kept saying my affirmations. I kept saying I'm strong and I'm healthy and I'm balanced, and the bleeding will not come back, and I have no symptoms. I have no side effects. I feel amazing. I was still nauseous, and I just got tired of saying the affirmations, and I thought, cool, it's fine. It's just nausea, and it was sort of, it wasn't terrible, but then it got a little terrible, and it started feeling a little bit, I guess this one was the most, I've done one liquid fast in the past, one water fast in the past, about 4 years ago, maybe, something like that. Maybe about 2016. So 3 years ago, I did a water fast. This one was really powerful. Yeah, and so the nausea just stopped on Monday, but as of Monday is when I made the choice again to say, I'm not nauseous. I feel great. I feel amazing. I'm healthy. I'm balanced. I'm restored. I'm loved. I love myself. I love my body. I love what it's doing for me. And the nausea stopped. And I think that's amazing. And I also should point out, I got this amazing, I received this as a gift, this amazing crystal, and it's of the womb, if you can see. It's beautiful. I got it from @SacredBirthDoula. She made this for me, and I forgot I had it for a while, and when it started to get sunnier outside, I started to carry this around with me, wherever I was, whatever I was doing. I was just holding it in my hand, and I was holding it on my womb, and I was holding it in my pocket because that was close to my womb, and saying my affirmations, and just really trusting in the process and trusting that this was meant to happen, and knowing that I wasn't sick. The point, guys, isn't to say that I know everything, and the point isn't to say that that you should do what I did, because everybody's different, everybody has different circumstances, but I know how I live, and I know the choices that I make, and I know my body, and so I knew that this was happening for a reason, and I know that this liquid fast that I did wasn't the only thing that brought this cleanse upon me. It was definitely a combination of the cleanse, which sort of put me over the edge, the liquid fast, but it was also just my choices leading up to this. For probably about a year now, maybe even a little bit longer, I drink my herbal teas every single day religiously. I don't have liquids I only have liquids until noon, and then I eat my solid foods after that. And I drink about 1 liter of herbal teas a day. My red clover, which is blood cleansing, milk thistle, echinacea, red raspberry leaf, which is for your uterus, chamomile, just because it's sweet and relaxing. Moringa is really great. It has vitamin C and potassium and iron, so I throw that in there. Soursop sometimes. It's a mixture of a whole bunch of different things, and I drink that every morning. I drink about 1 liter. And then I drink usually about 2 fresh coconuts a day, and I have salads, and I eat mostly organic, and I have a really positive circle around me. I have a good relationship with my husband, and we communicate well, and it's a lot of different barriers or a lot of different things that sort of begin to cleanse you. And so I believe that these little choices that I make every day sort of added up. It's like, cool, this tea that I drink cleanses you, and eventually it's got to come out. It comes out a little bit every day, but it's got to come out. And so when I did this 5-day liquid fast, it was like, cool, now we can come out. And it wasn't a bad thing. It had to happen, and I feel really, really, really great for having gone through it, and I feel really great for being able to relate to other women now. I should say, this is something I've been using. It's called Anne's Wild Yam Cream, and this one comes from Australia. I think it's about $30. It's got wild yam, chaste, aloe vera, and vitamin E, and it says that you apply it every day. You can do it your neck, your chest, your breast, your abdomen, your thighs. You just change every day. 3 weeks on, 1 week off. Coop is actually the one who told me about this. I didn't know about it, but Anna's Wild Yam Cream, you can look it up yourself. What this does is stimulate your body into producing progesterone, which, when you have an overabundance of estrogen, that's what can lead to heavy bleeding, which is what I was experiencing. So I've been using this to sort of help balance my body out, and using the progesterone. You can see I like yam cream too. What's today's topic? Today's topic is cleansing and periods, and just what I've gone through, really. I'm going to save this. So before I forget, also, I know a lot of people have a question about breastfeeding. For me, I was never worried about breastfeeding. I feed on demand, and my supply has always been really good. I believe that I owe that to my lifestyle and the way that I eat. There was never any effect with my milk or with my daughter. She always had what she needed. I always breastfed on demand, but she does eat some solids now. Granted, she really only started eating more recently, but there was no problem. I didn't dip in supply, which for half a second at some point during this whole series of events, I was like, oh my gosh, am I going to affect my supply? Because I was just thinking, I know I'm dehydrated. Even now I'm dehydrated. I know that I am. I'm dehydrated, and I'm not eating the way that I should be, and there's a lot going on with me. But I just put that thought out of my head. I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to, yes, I breastfed her the whole time. I was just never worried about it. I didn't want to think about it. I said, I'm feeding my daughter, and I think it goes back to those affirmations that we were saying, the things that we dwell on, the things that we focus on, are the things that will come true, are the things that will happen to you, for you. And so I just never thought about it. I was like, I'm feeding my daughter. That's that. So never any problems with the breastfeeding. So that's that. As far as the nausea, because like I said, that just stopped on Monday, so it must have been, I think it was just this past Friday that passed, last week Friday, that Coop was like, let's try CBD oil. And I was really happy because I didn't think about that at all. So we got CBD oil. We got this one. Please don't ask me questions about what kind to get or anything. I'm just sharing my experience. I don't know if you live in London. I got this down on Portobello. This one also contains some coconut oil, and it's just CBD oil and hemp oil, and you put it under your tongue. And what this does is activate your cannabinoid system, which helps build up your immune system. So it's supposed to help with nausea and a whole bunch of other things. I'm not sure. I'm still not sure if it helped or not, but I'm going to continue to take it until it's done. It's, I think, enough for 30 days. So I'm going to take it. It doesn't hurt. We all have a cannabinoid system, and if we would all activate it, that would be, you know, great for us. Were you worried about the detoxing causing toxins to be excreted into your breast milk? No, because it was all coming out of here. Yeah, simplest way to put it. CBD oil is a miracle to relax you and renew yourself. Yeah, I'm still waiting to see if I see any sort of like benefits for that. I just started trying it, and like I said, I'll finish it because I've never had it before, but I really don't see any difference for me personally. Ginger juice is best for nausea. Girl, I tried everything. I was like, I need fresh air, and let me go out in the sun, and let me massage my womb, and let me have ginger, and let me have lemon, and let me put the diffuser on with peppermint. None of it was working. It was crazy. Another thing that helped me for anybody dealing with similar issues, there's a book called, what's it called? Sacred Woman, and it's by Queen Afua, and she is just like an herbalist and a healer and an auntie, African, and that book really helped me because as I was feeling sicker and sicker, thank you, Sacred Woman, as I was feeling, you know, sicker and sicker, I started to open that book and just read it, and it's all about womb cleansing and womb healing, and a lot of it are things that I know. You know, it was just saying don't eat meat, don't eat fish, don't eat dairy, drink water, get rest, don't be stressed. I know all of those things. I live all of those things, but one thing that made me feel better was there's one part in it that says that you can, you know, depending on how toxic your system is, you can bleed for 1 to 2 months, and that's normal. And for me, it just made me feel better. It made me feel not alone. It made me feel like there's going to be an end to this at some point. And just really reading what she has to say, she does recommend douching with like wheatgrass and different sitz baths and yoni steaming. I haven't done any of that yet because I was waiting for different things. I was waiting to make sure that the bleeding was definitely stopped, and it's only been a few weeks. And then when the nausea came, the nausea was insane, and that just stopped. So I'm really now focusing on finishing up this process, because we do want to have another baby soon, but I want to make sure that this is healed and clear and clean before that does happen. So I got some clay in Queen Afua's book. She recommends taking bentonite clay. I have green clay because that's what I had. And you can wrap it in like a cloth and sort of stick it up there, and the clay will draw out toxins, which makes perfect sense because that's what we use clay for, you know, on our face or other things. I only have 2 minutes remaining. I've been talking so long. So yeah, the clay, the sitz baths, the yoni steaming I'm going to do to finish cleaning. Natural birth control is going to be something I talk about another day, another time. I just want to point out really fast because it's counting down. It's going to kick me off. What was really crazy about this whole experience was that it really reminded me of my first trimester of pregnancy. It was the same symptoms, the same feelings that I had, and I knew I wasn't pregnant. So it's just really interesting because what I thought was hypermesis gravidarum, I'm pronouncing that wrong, HG, in my first trimester when I was really, really sick, is exactly how I was feeling now. So it makes me feel like maybe other moms who are going through really intense morning sickness and HG might just be more sick on the inside than other mothers, maybe more sick in their womb. I'm not sure. Just a really interesting factor. I'm still getting back to eating how I used to. I'm not there yet. I still don't want any water. I've been making this lemonade, and that's been getting me through. I still don't want to drink herbal teas. I still don't want coconut water. I'm easing back into fruit. Unfortunately, I just haven't wanted it. I've wanted heavy foods to sort of sit in my stomach, breads and stuff, gluten-free still. Yeah, I've been talking for a super long time. I'm going to save this live. I'll figure out how to do that. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for your concern. Thanks for welcoming me back. I'm back on my page, and yeah, I'm working on a blog post. I'll get that posted just as soon as sort of this experience finishes so that I can really share the full thing. I'm out of time. I have 3 seconds, so thanks for listening.